Today's video is going to be about my experience teaching in Korea. Now, before I get into it, disclaimer, my experience may not be your experience. However, I will say that there are some common experiences teaching here in Korea. I don't want to scare anyone from coming. However, I do want to give you kind of like an overall view of what might happen. So take my experience as kind of like a warning / cautionary tale of what you might encounter if you come to teach here in Korea. So if you want to hear more about my experience teaching in Korea, definitely stay tuned. All right, now let's get into it. So the first thing I should say is that I came to Korea to teach in 2017. At the time, I had just graduated from university. However, I was an older applicant because I went back to school later in life. I actually dropped out of college at 21, and then I went back to school at 28 and graduated at 31. So when I came to Korea, I was 31 years old. And also, I was teaching at a Hagwon, which is totally different from public school. So in Korea, there are two ways that you can go and teach. Usually, teachers either go through EPIC, which is the English program in Korea, and it's for teachers who want to teach in public schools. Or you can go the alternative route. A Hagwon is a private academy. Basically, parents pay money for their kids to go to school. And y'all, they be paying a lot of money, okay? They pay like, I'm talking about something. They throw that money around, all right? So basically, Hagwon is more easier, in my opinion, to get into because there's less paperwork. And also for the EPIC program, you have to go through a process, usually through like a recruiter, and then they have to interview you, and it takes some time to get into the program, and it's very competitive because it's actually a really good program. But Hagwons are more of like the alternative route for people who don't want to go through the EPIC program. Also, if you teach at a Hagwon, you get paid way more than you would if you were teaching at a public school. So for me, it just made more sense because, I was old. I was like, listen, I ain't got time to be applying for no EPIC program. And also, I didn't want to be in the middle of nowhere. In my opinion, it was safer to go to a bigger city than to a countryside at the time. And also for me, I just was like, I want to make that money. I needed to pay off some student loans. I needed that guap. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go and apply at a Hagwon. So that's what I did. I ended up applying at a Hagwon. That's actually very popular in Korea, one of the top Hagwons in Korea. So my Hagwon is very well known in Korea. And for that reason, I can't give you the name. However, what I can say is that if you're really good, you will be able to find it on the internet. That's all I'm going to say. But anywho, that's not the point. The point is that I was so excited to go to Korea and to teach in Korea. I was excited to get out of Canada. I was excited to just go back. Basically, I got hired and I was placed in Jeonju. Now, this is where the story gets funny. So, what had happened was I was looking up the school online because I wanted to make sure that I was going to a good school. I saw a YouTube video of a girl who taught at the same school that I was being placed at. And her video is no longer on YouTube. I think that the school found out and they told her to take it down because if you all don't know, Korea has very strong defamation laws. So they can sue you if you bring like harm to their businesses or to an individual. So basically, if you say something, even if it's truthful, you can get sued for it. So I guess they made her take her video down. But anyways, her video was talking about how they didn't pay her on time. So I was a little worried, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let it bother me. This might not happen to me. I passed the 2-week training, cool. Then I was shipped off directly to Jeonju. I'm talking about like, I literally passed the test and then they had me on that bus straight to Jeonju. So I had two bosses. I had my direct boss and then there was the owner of the academy. So my direct boss, we're going to call him little boss and big boss. Big boss is going to be the owner and little boss is going to be my direct manager. So little boss and one of the employees, we're going to call him Teddy. He was like a teddy bear. He was so sweet. So little boss and Teddy came to pick me up at the bus station. And y'all, I still had crust in my eyes. I was tired. I didn't sleep that whole night because I was studying for the exam that I had to pass to teach. I passed it, went straight to Jeonju. They came to pick me up. I was just so done. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, they're going to take me to my apartment and then I'm just going to rest a little bit. No. They took me straight to the school. They took me straight to the school. And then I had to meet 2 co-workers on top of that. So they weren't even the English teachers because at the time it was in the afternoon and our Hagwon hours were from 4 to 10. So the English teachers were teaching at the time and I basically had to have dinner with the Korean teachers. Now, ain't nothing wrong with that, but you gotta imagine I'm tired, I'm hungry, I just wanna know where I'm sleeping at, where's my apartment. And they got me up in here eating like dinner with 2 employees that don't even speak English. So we were just looking at each other, smiling. You know, one of them, she spoke English fairly well. But it was just so awkward because it's like they just met me and they're probably like, look, we got things to do, boss. Like, why are we here sitting here with the native teacher and she's just sitting here like looking at us and we're just looking at each other. But they were so sweet. Not gonna lie, but it was just really awkward because I was tired. So I just answered some questions. I talked to them a little bit, asked them a little bit about, you know, their history and things like that. At the end, everybody just wanted to get, you know, we just wanted to go home. They wanted to get to work. I'm sure they had a lot of work to do and I just wanted to sleep. I had to work the following week. So I had actually I came in on a Thursday and I got the Friday off, Saturday, Sunday. And then that Monday I had to work. They gave me my schedule. Everything was all good. Now this is where the story takes a turn. I don't even know where to start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys some tips and I'm going to also include some stories of what happened to me. So it's going to be kind of like a fusion video. So you'll get the tips and you'll also get my personal experience along with the tips, just so you can have like an overall picture of what occurred to me. The first tip that I would say that if you're coming to teach here in Korea is that they may or may not pay you. So what I mean by that is when I got in, my co-teachers or my co-workers, I met them and we went to dinner that Friday night. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm about to, you know, talk to them. I'm gonna meet them. They seem so cool. They took me out to dinner and we went to go get some dakgalbi. Dakgalbi is like chicken and it's really good. It's really good Korean dish. So we went to go eat dakgalbi. And I'm meeting them. We went out for drinks. We're eating. We're talking. You know, we're laughing. All these things. And then they started talking. And mind you, it's my first day. So I'm sitting at the table, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know, wow, I'm in Jeonju. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm in Korea, right? So at that point, it was my 3rd week into Korea because remember, I did 2 weeks training and then I got in the next week to my, I got to my assigned school. So then they start talking and then I find out that they didn't get paid. So we're gonna start naming coworkers right now. So we're gonna have Youngin. So she was a really young coworker, very nice girl from America. Then we have the model because she literally looked like a model. She was gorgeous. And then we have head teacher. So my head teacher was the one who was the boss of all of us. We have Baldy because he was bald. And then we have me. Okay, so head teacher and Baldy started talking. You know, I guess they had the floor and, you know, they got little drinks and liquor into them. So they just started talking and they were talking about how they didn't get paid since May. And I'm sitting at the dinner table like, what you said? Mind you guys, I didn't even start working yet. That was the Friday after I came in. And they were talking, saying they didn't get paid since May. And they were like, yeah, like, I don't know why he's not paying us on time. And I'm sitting there like, y'all could have at least acted like this place was normal until I started working there, you know? But they were like, oh, don't worry, you're new. He's not going to do that to you. And I was thinking like, are you sure? Mind you, they didn't get paid from May. And I started in August. So May, June, July, 3 months they didn't get paid. So I was like starting to worry. I was starting to panic. I was like, oh my gosh, they need to pay me. And they're like, no, Romy, don't worry, you're gonna get paid. Don't worry, it's just us, you know, because we've been here a long time. I'm like, so you're supposed to be getting paid. But they were like, no, don't worry about it. So I was like, okay, this is not starting off well. So in August, I arrived. I got paid my first paycheck, so I'm like, whew, okay, you know, they're good. Okay, they're right. Head teacher and Baldy were right. I'm gonna get my money. I was like, whew, Lord, this is good. All right. I got paid in September. And then I didn't see another paycheck until January. Imagine, from October up until January, I didn't get paid. And when October came around, Big Boss came, and you know, we have a holiday in Korea called Chuseok. It's like Korean Thanksgiving. So he came and he gave us like these big boxes of treats. And I'm like, thank you, but where my money at, sir? Like, where's my coin? Where's my money? So I didn't see anything in October. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna let them be late. I don't want to be causing problems. But November came, nothing. December came, nothing. To the point where we all had to be like, hey, where's our money? So now I had another coworker. I'm gonna call her Busybody because she was a busybody. She was Korean, and she was one of those Koreans that had lived abroad. She went to Australia, so she loved foreign people. So as soon as I got up in there, she started talking to me. I guess she tried to talk to the other people and they just wasn't having it. But with me, you know, I was new and she was new, so we just started talking to each other and we chopped it up. So one day we went to dinner, and while I was eating, she just gave me the tea on the job. So basically, what I found out is not only were they not paying us, the teachers, they also weren't paying the bus drivers on time. They also didn't pay the staff on time. They also didn't pay the cleaning people. They didn't pay nobody, okay? And I was like, what is going on here? Where is he spending his money? Big Boss, where's the money, sir? Where is our money? I would see parents coming every week giving money, and I know they was getting money. Like, they were getting money, but it just wasn't trickling down to us. So what I found out was it was some type of pyramid scheme where whoever got in last was getting paid on time, but then as they aged, as they got senior, they got paid less and less on time. So one of the guys, Teddy Bear, he actually was only getting paid partial paychecks, and sometimes he wasn't getting paid anything. And this guy was like running the whole thing. Like, he was up and down, going around. He was working so hard, and he didn't get paid what he was supposed to get paid. So it wasn't only us that weren't getting paid, but the whole staff wasn't getting paid. And what was Big Boss doing? He would take us out, take us to dinner. He would take us to all these places. But where's the money, sir? Where is it? Where's my money? So I basically was like, no, sir, this ain't it. This ain't the move. This is not the move. And it got to the point where he had to send us an email, and he said, oh, I'm going through some financial difficulties. I'm so sorry. You know, please understand that it's not something that I want to do on purpose. And you know, you start to feel sorry for the man because he's giving you all these gifts and giving you all this food, but then at the end of the day, where's my money? Where is my coin? At the end of it, it all worked out. I did get paid everything that I was supposed to get paid, but it just sucked because sometimes I didn't have money for the month, and I had to basically store money because I didn't know when I was getting paid next. So it's like 1 month I get paid, the next month I don't get paid. Then the next month I get paid, the next month I don't get paid. Then 2 months you get paid, 2 months you don't get paid. So it was really difficult. All of that to say that you may or may not get paid on time. And apparently this does happen in a lot of Hagwons. The reason for that is because they are private academies and they usually have a lot of overhead, and also the parents, sometimes they pay later, and that does mess up your coin. So I just want you guys to be aware that sometimes you may not get paid on time. This does not apply to public schools because they are government run programs, so they don't have the same issues that Hagwons have. But unfortunately for private academies, you may or may not get paid. So there is something that you can legally do though. I didn't know that at the time, but you can go to the Ministry of Labor and file a claim if they don't pay you within 15 days from the time that you were supposed to get your paycheck. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that regulation. That is also something that I feel could be beneficial to you. So definitely, if you don't get paid on time, you end up coming to Korea and then things don't work out, or you're not getting paid on time, please do know that 15 days after you were supposed to get paid, like if 15 days have lapsed and you haven't gotten paid, then you can definitely go to the Ministry of Labor and file a complaint against your employer.